Hi, it's Erica Macias, and I want to walk you through this form called Buyer Brokerage Representation Agreement, BBRA. This agreement is designed to allow you, the buyer, to engage a qualified licensed professional, which is me and my brokerage firm, for several key purposes. These include viewing properties, receiving contract negotiation services, and getting advocacy throughout the entire real estate offer and purchase process. Let's go through the sections. 1. Properties. This section defines the types of real property we'll be looking for and the geographic area. For instance, we would specify if you're interested in residential, investment, commercial, vacant land, custom-built jobs, or new homes. We'd also define the specific cities, zip codes, or other geographical descriptions that apply. Alternatively, if you're only interested in a very specific property or properties, we can list their addresses and APN numbers here. 2. Length of agreement. This section establishes the time frame for our agreement. It begins on the date both you and the brokerage firm sign it, and automatically ends on a specific date, which for this example is set to 11:59 p.m. on the date 180 days from the signing date, or upon the successful closing of a transaction, whichever happens later. This period is referred to as the term. 3. Buyer broker compensation. This is how my brokerage firm gets paid for our efforts. It's crucial to understand that the broker fee is not set by law or by any realtor association. It is fully negotiable. We would agree on the fee here, which could be a percentage, typically 3% of the gross purchase price, and a fixed dollar amount like the $895 transaction fee shown in the example, or a specific amount paid towards certain services. The fee is generally due and payable upon a successful closing. If you enter into an agreement to purchase any property that I showed you within 180 days following the expiration or earlier cancellation of this agreement, you would still be obligated to pay the broker fee upon closing. This section also acts as escrow instructions for payment of the fee and survives the agreement's expiration or cancellation. 4. Collecting broker's fee from the seller. This section explains that you have the option to negotiate for the seller to pay the broker fee either in whole or in part as a credit to you at closing or directly to my brokerage at closing. At your instruction, I will include this request in your offer to purchase a property and help you negotiate it with the seller. Please note that my brokerage will not retain any amount from any source that exceeds the agreed upon fee. 5. Disclosures. A. It's important for you to understand that in certain situations, it might be necessary for my brokerage to act as an agent for both you and the seller. If this occurs, I will seek your consent and obtain a written consent to act form signed by all parties as soon as practical. B. You also acknowledge that other potential buyers represented by my brokerage may consider, make offers on, or acquire interest in the same or similar properties as you. 6. Broker's efforts. This section outlines the good faith efforts I will make on your behalf. These include locating and presenting suitable properties, touring and preparing detailed analyses of specific properties at your request, helping you prepare, negotiate, and secure a contract to purchase properties, cooperating with other real estate licensees, and performing other services as needed. 7. Buyer's representations and duties. This section details your responsibilities as the buyer. A. The agreement typically states that the buyer agrees to work exclusively with the broker unless the box is checked otherwise on page 1. This means you are agreeing to work exclusively with my brokerage. If you are a party to other non-exclusive buyer brokerage agreements, you would need to disclose the number of. B. You agree to provide me with all relevant data, records, documents, and information, including loan pre-approval letters and proof of funds when requested. You also authorize me to furnish copies to prospective sellers, landlords, optionors, or exchangers. C. You agree to be available to examine properties and respond to my communications in a timely manner. D. You agree to act in good faith to acquire the property and conduct any inspections you deem material or important. E. New homes, lot sales. For some sellers, particularly new home subdivisions, open houses, or for sale by owner properties, they might not compensate me unless I make the first visit with you. If you make a first visit without me, you agree to compensate my brokerage as stated in Section 3. 8. For best experience. To ensure the best experience, you are encouraged to be accompanied by me on your first visit to any property and to conduct all negotiations exclusively through me. It's important to understand that signing more than one exclusive buyer-broker representation agreement for any overlapping period could expose you to liability for paying additional fees. 9. Equal housing opportunity. My brokerage adheres to all local, state, and federal laws prohibiting discrimination. We have no duty to disclose the racial, ethnic, or religious composition of any neighborhood or building, nor whether persons with disabilities are housed elsewhere, unless it's to identify housing facilities that meet the needs of a disabled buyer. 10. Wire transfer warning. This is a very important warning about cyber fraud, especially with electronic money transfers like wire transfers, which are common in real estate transactions due to the large sums involved. My brokerage will never provide electronic transfer instructions by email. You are advised that following money transfer instructions contained in an email from any party is inherently dangerous and should always be independently verified. If you use or authorize electronic transfer of funds, you agree to hold my brokerage, its agents, and the designated title and escrow company harmless from any claims arising from inaccurate instructions, fraudulent interception of funds, or other damages related to third parties influencing the transfer process or stealing funds. 11. Nevada law applies. This agreement is executed in Nevada, and the laws of the state of Nevada will govern its interpretation and effect. The parties agree that Nevada and the county where the property is located is the appropriate forum for any arbitration related to this agreement. 12. Authority, capacity. By signing, you warrant that you have the legal capacity, full power, and authority to enter into this agreement and complete the transaction. If multiple buyers sign, you are all jointly and severally liable for fulfilling its terms. Your obligation to pay the broker is binding upon you and your heirs, administrators, executors, successors, and assignees. 13. Additional terms. This section is for any specific additional terms we might need to include. 14. Cancellation. Either party can cancel this agreement by delivering written notice to the other party, unless you are already under contract to purchase a property. By signing, both you and my brokerage firm agree to all the terms set forth in this agreement. Please let me know if you have any questions about this form before you sign it.